She has.
Yeah, and she told me that a couple of years ago she was asked to do it and she forgot what she was supposed to say. It's embarrassing, so we don't ask her.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Happy New Year. We're going to do things just a little bit. Hopefully you've got sight of, we didn't have enough to go round. There's too many people here. We're not expecting so many people, so if anybody wants to go home now, we've got a minyan and we're ready to start. But it's lovely to see everybody. And therefore there's this little booklet with one or two appropriate poems for the beginning of a new year. When we've had it on different circumstances, like a chavurah sitting around, we've actually done the Old Lang Syne. I'm not proposing to do that at the end, but just choose one or two poems from this booklet, and you're welcome to take them home if you want to continue reading at home as a way of starting at least day 3 of a new year, which we hope will be a very good year. And so we start, however, by lighting the candles. It's on page 69, but it's only really the blessing. But turn to it if you want to. Please rise, the traditional thing that we do.
In the spirit of our ancient tradition, which unites and sanctifies the house of Israel in all lands and ages, we welcome the Sabbath by kindling these. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik shel Shabbat.
Amen. Happy is the people by whom the Sabbath is sanctified. Happy are those who rejoice in its blessing. For it comes with the message of God's abiding love, as one who brings good tidings and publishes peace. Please sit down. Adonai. Alatzu Yishenu Nekadma Fana Batoda Bismerot Nari Alo Ki El Gadol Adonai Melech Gadol Al Kol Elohim Asher B'yado Mechrei Haaretz V'tofot Harim Lo Asher Ramasu Asaru Yaveshed Yadav Yatsaru Bo Nishtachave V'nichra Nivrecha Lifnei Adonai Olseinu Ki Hu Eloheinu V'anachnu Amarito V'tzon Yahado Ayom imbekolo tishma'u. And so turning to the booklet on page 1, a poem by John Hollander.
Every single instant begins another new year. Sunlight flashing on water or plunging into a clearing in quiet woods announces. The hovering gull proclaims, even in wide midsummer, a point of turning. And fading late winter daylight close behind the huddled backs of houses, close to the edge of town, flares up and shatters as well as any screeching ram's horn can. Wheel unbroken, uncomprehended continuity, making a starting point of a moment along the way, spinning the year about one day's pivot of change. But if there is to be a high moment of turning, when a great autumnal page, say, takes up its curved flight in memory's spaces, and with a single sigh, as of every door in the world shutting at once, subsides into the bed of its fellows, if there is to be a time of tallying, recounting, and rereading illuminated annals, crowded with black and white, and here and there a capital flaring with silver and bright blue, then let it come at a time like this, not at winter's night, when a few dead leaves crusted with frost lie shivering on our doorsteps to be counted, or when our moments of coldness rise up to chill us again. But let us say at a golden moment just on the edge of harvesting, yes, now. Times of counting are times of remembering. Here amidst showers of shiny fruits, both the sweet and the bitter tasting results. The honey of promises gleams on apples that turn to mud in our innermost of mouths. We can sit facing westward toward imminent rich tents, telling and remembering, not like merchants with pursed hearts, counting in dearth and darkness, but as when from a shining eminence, someone walking starts at the sudden view of imperturbable blue on one hand and wide green fields on the other, not at the reddening sands behind, nor yet at the blind gleam ahead of something golden, looking at such a distance and in such sunlight like something given. So, at this time, our counting begins, whirling all its syllables into the circling wind that plays about our faces with a force between a blows and a caresses, like the strength of a blessing, as we go quietly on with what we shall be doing, and sing thanks for being enabled again to begin this instant.
And please turn over to page 6. Page 6. And let's read this poem together. Each year should be the best year we have yet lived. Each year we have more learned in the way of life. Each year we are wiser than the year before. Each year our eyes know better the sights to seek. Each year our ears listen with a finer tuning. Every happening is a jewel wrought about the fancy of time. All that we understand of the universe is the setting for each sight and sound of day. The child looks with gladness each year to be 1 year older. Should not this welcome pursue us all our years? The piling of the years is richness like the piling of gold. Our years are coins with which we can purchase more wisely at the bazaars of each new season. Our love is more pliant and patient, having taught by time. This new year is 1 year older than the last. The earth is more abounding in its growth. The creatures have moved another step in their unfolding. Humankind has left us 1 more year of art for our contemplation. History is 1 year more resonant with lessons. The sunrises are 1 year more familiar and promising. The sunsets are 1 year less fearful, and the peace of the night is 1 year closer. And for the moment, let's turn to Lecha Dodi then, on page 73. On page 73. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Ein Shabbat Nekabela, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, Ein Shabbat Nekabela, כמו בזרחו, בדבר אחד השמענו, אל המיוחד אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד לשם ותפארת ולתהילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לקראת שבת לך ונלך כמקור, הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, תורורי כי באורך, אורי וידברי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי כלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. And so on page 92, Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Leolam Vaed. Praise the one to whom our praise is due. Please sit down. And let's read together. We praise you, eternal one, our God, sovereign of the universe, whose word brings on the evening, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, whose understanding changes times and seasons, and whose will sets the stars in their courses in the sky. You make day and night, rolling light away from darkness, and darkness from light. You make day pass and bring on the night, and separate day from night. You rule the hosts of heaven. We praise you, O God, whose word makes evening fall. Dolam, Beit Yisroel, Chavta, Ramchavta, Torah u'mitzvot, u'kimo mishpatim, Otanu lemadata, Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbeinu, u'meinu naseach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Yehem chayeinu, Yorech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, Yahavatcha al tasur, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch ata Adonai, ohev amo Yisroel, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam. Elohim Sabach HaYom, Al Vavech. V'shirot Ham Levanecha V'dibaratava, V'shivtecha V'beitecha, V'lechtecha V'derech, V'shoktecha V'kumeh. V'shirot Ham Le'ot Al Yadech, Hayulatot Afot Vein Einech, V'shirot Alms V'zot Beitech, V'shirot. Levant is Geruch, Vavitem et Komspotai, Vitem Gedoshim Elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher Hotzeti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim, Be'od Lachem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem. All this we hold to be true and sure. You alone, eternal one, are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You freed us from oppressors and delivered us from tyrants. You led us out of Egypt for ever to serve you in freedom. When we witnessed your power, we praised your name and gave thanks. Willingly we accepted your rule. Then full of joy we sang together. Mocha bolim Adonai, Mikamocha nedo bakodesh nora, Tehilot osefele, Adonai imlo leolam vaed. V'ne'emar ki fadar Adonai et Yaakov, ugalo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. And together, grant, eternal God, that we may lie down in peace. Let us rise up to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your wise counsel, and for your name's sake be our help. Shield us from sickness and war, from famine and distress, and keep us from wrongdoing. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. You are our guardian and deliverer, a gracious and merciful God. Guard our going out and our coming in, that now and always we may have life and peace. We praise you, O God. May your sheltering peace descend on us and all dwell on it. Please rise. Adonai, sefatai tiftachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka. Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el agadol hagibor v'hanura, El Elyon. Gomel chasadim tovim v'konei hakol. V'zocher chasdei avot ve'imahot. U'mevi ge'olah livnei v'neihem. למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, עזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. בכלכל חיים, בחסד מחיי מתים, ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורוחים, אומרים ומתיר הזורים, ועולים לנו לפסני יחם. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך חיי ומצמיח ישוע. ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי המתים. You are holy, and awesome is your name. We have no God but you. We praise you, eternal one, the holy God. Please sit down. Together we thank you, O God, for this Sabbath day, which calls us to a closer communion with you. Though you are near to us at all times, you reveal your presence most clearly when we direct our thoughts towards you in worship and meditation. In you, O God, our humanity is exalted. You are our life. From you come its greatness, its power, its beauty. Establish in us, we humbly pray, a devotion to you that shall be firm in all the circumstances of life. May this service renew in our hearts the sense of your presence and bring us peace. Malchutcha mishmechu b'malchutcha shomerei Shabbat v'korei onik Amekadshei Shevi Amekadshei Shevi Kulam yisbeu v'yitanegu mitovecha v'ashevim ratzita bo v'kidashto v'ashevim ratzita bo v'kidashto emdat yamim oto karata L'maaseh v'reishit. Our God and God of our ancestors, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. Sanctify us by your commandments and make us loyal to your teaching. Satisfy us with your goodness. Gladden us with your salvation and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Eternal One, let the holiness of your Sabbath enter our hearts. And may all Israel who hallow your name be exalted by its peace. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of the Sabbath. Eternal God, be gracious to your people Israel, and in your love accept their prayers. May our worship now and always be acceptable in your sight. We praise you, O God, whom alone we worship in reverence. Modim anachnu lach, Shata hu Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu li'olam va'ed. Tzur chayenu magen yishenu, Ata hu l'dor v'dor. Nodeh lecha u'nesaper tehilatecha, Al chayenu ha'mesurim bi'yadecha, Ve'al nishmotenu ha'pekudot lach, Ve'al nisecha shebechol yom imanu, Ve'al niflotecha v'tovotecha, Shebechol eit erev v'voker v'sohorayim. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, v'lecha na'eh lehodot. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim le'olam. Yatahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Yatahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Aval Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tov benecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol ein ub'chol sha'a b'shlomecha. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Bow Baruch atah Adonai, say Shalom. Shalom imromam, lo yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaakov lenecha. So it's 2020. Suddenly struck me, the ancient rabbis would have played around with these numbers. And one ploy would have been to add 20 to 20 and get 40. And so give a sermon pointing out that after 40 years in the wilderness, the Israelites had reached the promised land. Or else 2 plus 2 equals 4, and there are 4 letters in God's name. And so the sermon would have concluded, the new year will be blessed by God, and after a period of dissension and trouble in the camp, it would be a year full of promise, harmony, and hope. Well, this seems to be the message of our Prime Minister, the Pope, and the Queen. How easy it is to look beyond past mistakes and start anew. Not too easy, but we have to. Can past misdemeanors and wretched times mean that there is no chance of a new start, opening a new chapter that is positive, that trumps, and I can't think of another word to say for that, that makes up for the bad times or events or actions? The current TV drama on Christine Keeler depicts John Perfumo as a real shocker. I wonder if the series will conclude with the second half of his life, when, after honest contrition and repentance, he led a life of almost saintly devotion to good causes. And we also saw recently the wonderful film The Two Popes. It reminded me that both pontiffs had questionable episodes in their past. One an association with the Nazis, the other a run-in with the evil Argentinian junta that was responsible for so many murders, including priests that the then Archbishop knew well. He acted in a way that he thought was in the best interest of the majority, and he probably did the right thing. But it's a moral decision taken by many a Jewish leader in the Holocaust and by many in many a challenging ethical situation. The past in both popes' lives, especially Francis, did not stop them becoming forces for good in later life. And how long must pass before we can overlook past actions and rehabilitate reputations and start anew? I mean, think about it. King David did some shocking things. In a Me Too era, should we cease telling his story and expunge him from our folk memory? After all, tradition says that as well as a serial adulterer and murderer, he's the ancestor of the Messiah. Just before Hanukkah, I gave a lecture in Edinburgh at the Scottish Limud. Of course, my theme was aspects of our Czech Torah story. But while I was there in the day, I went to a fascinating and entertaining session by an Israeli enthusiast who talked on the crossover effect of Orthodox songwriter Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach and the Reform songstress Debbie Freeman. And he showed film clips of Reform synagogues using Carlebach melodies as a part of their everyday Shabbat service, and also of ultra-Orthodox, even Haredi groups, now making Havdalah with Debbie Freeman's lie, lie, la, 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 yeah? And then he showed falashas in Israel and even a growing group of Jews, black Jews in Uganda, all using Debbie Freeman's song. And he wondered if the Orthodox realized that it had been composed by a Reformed Jew and a woman to boot, would they declare it treif? Would they stop singing the melody? But more importantly, the lecturer got stick for it later, because after his death, Karl Bach was accused of being a sexual predator, and a number of internet groups are actively seeking to ban any music by him. Should we listen to music by Wagner? Should we read poetry by T.S. Eliot? But then Karl Bach's music and words are designed for spiritual prayer. No? What should we do with them? Thank God that Debbie Friedman seems to come away with a clean sheet. Should we remove statues of Cecil Rhodes? Should we refuse legacies given only to one ethnic group? Where does common sense override moral outrage? When do the positives outweigh the negatives? Where should positive news make us forget past problems and give us the will to live? Where can past reputations and actions give us hope that all can come out well in the future? The two main issues on our news agendas, political and environmental change, will surely give us pause for thought this coming year as before, and we hope that will make us change for the better in the years to come. While searching for ways to end this homily this week, I went to this week's Torah portion and found, as usual, it came up with the subject of my very theme, for it deals with Joseph united with his brothers. After a period of testing them, he forgives them for all the rotten things that they'd done for him back in Canaan. Hopefully he had learnt as well, and he ceased to be the spoiled brat of earlier days, even though now he was the Prime Minister of Egypt. Well, that's a contemporary thought. The saga ending with forgiveness and forgetting past wrongs to make a new start. But hidden in it, there is also a detailed list of the genealogies of the children and grandchildren of Jacob, indeed, the children of Israel. A verse in it that always intrigues me. It says, and I quote, "To Joseph was born Manasseh and Ephraim, whom Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, the priest of On, bore to him." It's worth remembering then that Joseph married not only a non-Hebrew, but Asenath, but the daughter of an Egyptian pagan priest. Yet, his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, are considered very much part of our tribe and have been used for millennia as a formula for a traditional blessing on Friday night, with parents saying over their sons, "Yisimecha Elohim ke'Ephraim and Manasseh." May God make you as Ephraim and Manasseh. It's a strange blessing, as we never hear how the two boys turn out. We never hear any amazing deeds they did. They seem to fade out of the biblical saga, and in fact ending up settling in Transjordan, not in the Promised Land. The poet I admired in the 1970s and 80s, and older people here or more long-established people here will remember Danny Siegel, about whom I've never heard a bad word. He wrote a short comment on this passage, and he says, "May you be as Ephraim and Manasseh, of whom we know nothing but their names, and that they were Jews. Remember them in your words, and live menschlich lives, as they lived menschlich lives." It's natural to focus on leaders and stars and their lives, on global events and trends. And we cannot predict what the future holds, what this new year will bring. We can only do things for ourselves and try to mold attitudes in our own lives. The precious gift of forgiveness. Learn to look for the best in people, not the worst. the best in our own lives and not the failures, and so keep alive the capacity to start again with revived optimism and hope. But now we turn to page 519, page 519. When you found the page, please rise. Baruch Adonai le'olam, Baruch Adonai Elohim Elohei Yisrael, Osei niflaot levado, Uvaruch Shem kevodo le'olam v'malei kevodo et kol haaretz. Amen v'amen. The eternal God shall rule over all the earth. On that day the eternal God shall be one and known to be one. May your love, O God, rest upon us as we rest our hope in you. All the nations that you have made shall come and bow down before you and honor your name. Let God be praised by day. Let God be praised by night. Let God be praised when we lie down. Let God be praised when we rise up. Our God in heaven, let your unity be acknowledged and your sovereignty established forever. Reign over us now and always. Adonai melech Adonai nama Adonai imloch leolam raeh. And on page 522. The growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts, and that things are not so ill with you and me as they might have been, is half owing to the number who lived faithfully a hidden life and rested unvisited too. And on the Shabbat, on the occasion of their yardzites, we make mention of the names of Ada and Bernard Alfred Blind, the mother and brother of Renee Simmons, and Gladys Elizabeth Goldstein, my mother and that of Bernard, June Samuel, the mother of Anthony and Susan, Louis Morris, the father of Marcia Myers, Louise Hirsch, the mother of Rachel Rikazen, Nasser Jalali, the father of Navid Jalali, and Prudence Conradi, the sister of Richard and aunt of James Conradi. Even when they are gone, the departed are with us. They inspire us to live as in their higher moments they themselves sought to live. We remember them now. They remain in our hearts. They are a continual blessing. And we say together, Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechona v'yomechona v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'zman kari v'imeru amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam ol mei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitada v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha berichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran v'alama v'imeru amen. Yehi shalom araba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimrumav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol b'nei Adam v'imeru amen. May great peace descend from heaven, and abundant life be granted to us and all Israel. And let us say, Amen. Please sit down. As far as I can see, there's only one really important announcement to make, and that is on Tuesday is the next meeting of the Table Tennis Club in the afternoon, but maybe I've missed out something else. I do remind you, well, that month's ahead, you don't need that. Well, we have a choice now. I dropped it on Sharon at the end that we might end, at the beginning, we might end the service with Bashana Haba, which is on the back of the leaflet. But if our choir thinks that's not on, we could also do Sachaki Sachaki on page 7. Well, Bashana Bar. Well, okay, next year, let's hope that it's a good year for all of us. And if on the back of the leaflets you can find this Israeli modern song, but hopefully the theme is the right one for this first Shabbat in the new year. Shana haba nesheh v'la mipeset v'nispot tziporim nodedot ילדים בחופשה ישחקו תופסת בין הבית לבין You can all sing the chorus. O תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה O תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה ענבים אדומים יבשילו על הערב ויושו צוננים לשולחן ורוחות רדומים ייסעו אליהם הדרך עיתונים ישנים וענן או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה נפרוס כפות ידיים מול האור והניגו הלבן ענפה לבנה תפרוס באור כנפיים והשמש תכרות בתוכם או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. Well done. And so please rise. So we pray that the words of our mouths and the song on our lips have been acceptable to our God, our rock, and our Redeemer. Adonai oz le'amo yitain. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Eternal God, grant strength to your people. Eternal God, bless your people with peace. Amen. Shabbat shalom.